Well there, good evening there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Friday Briefing, and it is an artistic Friday, I'm telling you. My name is Kyalo, and I'm glad that you could join us on this 27th day of January 2017. I trust that you've had a great day. Well, if not, evidently you'll see we'll try and make it better. So I just want my cameraman to just come with me very, very slowly, because later on the show, the artist who drew this amazing portrait will be helping me to complete this particular one here. This is a portrait of First Lady Margaret Kenyatta, and I'm going to be finishing it. I know I will not be that good, but anyway, that's why he's here. He's Thomas and Kendi, and he is our guest anchor. Tonight we're celebrating talent and the Kenyan youth. It cannot be any better than this. All right, so of course we have also the top stories that we'll be showcasing tonight. But apart from that, we'll also be speaking to Willis the Word Master. He's going to be joining me live from Kisumu County. And of course, he's going to be teaching us those difficult pronunciations like onion, oven, and oven actually, and so much more. Willis the Word Master, I can see him somewhere, and he will be joining me at a later time. Start tweeting me those difficult pronunciations. Hashtag Friday Briefing is what you can use, and I will be putting out those questions to him. For now, though, let's get the show started with the highlights. KDF refutes claims of being overpowered by al-Shabab in the latest attack in Somalia.
Kenya has returned to the Super League of Corruption, listed among the 20 most corrupt countries in the world.
He should not raise issues that he can't substantiate in press conferences.
Accusations and counter-accusations of her corruption.
From 1st of February 2017, there shall be no single nurse who will be working in this country.
But if it means a Kenyan has to die for a call to be generated, then be it.
And it's February, the first for the start of the mother of all nurses strikes.
Na kama ni askari wamewashika, watuelezee, roho yetu itulie.
Si watoe hiyo watoto mahali wamewapeleka, hata tafadhali, hata kama wamekufa tupate tuone kabisa hiyo watoto ni kukufa wamekufa, tusike.
Plus, the mystery of three brothers who left home to register as voters and never returned. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Our sign language interpreter is William Siller. Now, the Kenya Defense Forces says al-Shabab militants who attempted to attack their camp in Somalia's Kolibayo area were repulsed, killing several terrorists. Colonel Paul Njuguna says KDF has launched an intensive reconciliation operation reinforced by air and land forces. KDF says it destroyed 2 vehicles fitted with explosive devices as the militants claim to have overrun the camp manned by Kenyan soldiers serving in an African Union force. Kolibayo is a Somali town in Lower Juba, close to the border town of Badade. Just 2 days ago, Kenyan troops at Kolibayo attacked an al-Shabab base at Badade on 15th January last year. An undisclosed number of Kenyan soldiers were killed when the al-Shabab attacked their base in Alade. The Kenya Defense Forces camp had a company of not more than 120 soldiers. Now, court leader Raila Odinga now claims Kenya is on the verge of a breaking point over corruption. Raila says Kenya has returned to the Super League of Corruption after being listed by Transparency International as being among the 20 most corrupt countries in the world. Jubilee's response has, however, been swift, with Majority Leader Aden Duale accusing Odinga of promoting propaganda to discredit the government.
Court leader Raila Odinga delayed his Kakamega County political rallies to address what he termed as a pressing and imperative matter of national concern.
Gimmicks never last. As the curtains come down on the Afro cinema called the Jubilee regime, Kenya is at a breaking point on the issue of corruption. In the latest Transparency International report, Kenya has returned to the Super League of Corruption, listed among the 20 most corrupt countries in the world, alongside big players like Bangladesh, Cameroon.
But Jubilee was not taking this lying down. In a quick rejoinder, Majority Leader in the National Assembly, Eden Duale, rose to the president's rescue. Duale fired back in equal measure.
As we speak, Jubilee is syndicating $800 million to international bank loans, not for development, but to plug the holes that their looting has created.
Raila Odinga always uses a pack of lies. He can as well go to ethics and anti-corruption. He can as well go to the control of budget.
A look at your responses throughout the show tonight. Let's now turn our focus to matters elections. And President Uhuru Kenyatta wants Jubilee Party's membership recruitment drive suspended to maximize on voter registration. The president says listing of members will resume when the countrywide voter registration ends mid-next month.
President Uhuru Kenyatta was in his home county of Kiambu to urge his supporters to enlist as voters. Uhuru made several stopovers as he wrapped up the first leg of his voter registration mobilization campaign. 2 weeks ago in Nairobi, the president launched a 5 million member recruitment drive to boost his re-election in August. He now wants the exercise stopped and his foot soldiers to concentrate on voter registration.
Mimi naomba na tutauliza viongozi wa chama kwanza tuende pole mambo ya kuandikisha wanachama. Kwanza tumalize shughuli ya IBC ya kujiandikisha kama wapigaji kura katika uchaguzi mkuu. Si namna hiyo?
Speaking in his hometown of Gatundu, the president said he has no preferred candidates in the county. A tough political contest for the governor position is expected in April, when the incumbent William Kabogo will square it out with Kabete lawmaker Ferdinand Waititu. A political fallout is expected should Jubilee fail to conduct free and fair nominations. Uhuru says he has no blue-eyed boy for the governor's position.
Mimi sipendelee mtu yeyote isipokuwa yule ambaye wananchi watachagua.
Uhuru asked young people across the country to register as voters in order to have the power to decide the quality of leaders the country will have after the general election. He urged those who have not registered to do so to avoid the last-minute rush.
Musiwe wale ambao mnafuata wanasiasa kwa sababu kampeni imefika. Chukua kura, ukichukua kura mwanasiasa ndio atakufuata wewe. Lakini kama huna atakutumia kwa sababu anajua wewe huwezi kuongeza silaha katika debe.
The countrywide voter registration ends on Valentine's Day. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
Negotiated democracy continues to play a key role in the pre-election politics of northeastern Kenya. In Wajir County, the three leading clans are seeking to ensure equitable representation for positions of governor, deputy governor and senator. Faisal Abdurrahman with the details.
Is just one of the young people in Wajir who are seeing a tarmac road in their area since they were born. The Wajir Isiolo Moyale road is a different road from the one he's seen all his life.
Wajir by the niko na mchangamo shimo mingi, lakini vile gava wameanzisha mambo ya lami wamefanya poa.
And credit is given to Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi. It's one of the reasons the elders are giving for nominating him to a second term. Negotiated democracy is a way of life in this region. The word of the elders is law. In this region, there are three majority clans, the Dagodia, the Ajuran and the Ogaden. In negotiated democracy for this current leadership, the governor hails from the Dagodia clan, the deputy governor Abdi Hafid comes from Ajuran, while the senator Abdurrahman Ali Hassan comes from the Ogaden. In the coming elections, these elders of the Ajuran clan are in support of the candidacy of the current governor.
Sababu pili, yale ametenda, yale amefanya, ile kazi amefanya, imefanya yeye achukue kura yetu, na tumesupport kwa sababu hiyo. Hususan kama sisi jamii ya Ajuran, yale ametutendea ambaye tumeona ndio tumepea kura yetu na imani yetu, na yeye ndio atakuwa gavana yetu.
Na sisi tumeamua kwa kauli moja ya kwamba gavana wetu Ahmed Abdullahi ndio tena tutamuunga mkono kwa kura ama kwa ile uchaguzi ile ambayo itatokea tena. Sisi tumeamua kwa sababu ya track record yake. Hapa katika Wajir tumepata maendeleo.
Abdullahi was also endorsed by his Dagodia clan earlier this week and is expected to face off with Kenya's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Mohammed Abdi Mahmoud. It is not the first time that the two will meet at the ballot. Abdullahi triumphed over Mahmoud with more than 42,000 votes in the last general election. Faisal Abdurrahman, KTN News.
Now, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, in conjunction with the Standard Media Group, has embarked on a series of roadshows to educate members of the public on the importance of voter registration. The roadshow was flagged off by IBC CEO Ezra Chiloba and KTN Managing Director in charge of broadcasting Joe Munene. In today's roadshow, the IBC team visited Westlands, Kangemi, Uthiru, all the way to Kibera.
Today what we have here is voter education, which has been going on for the last week. It's also happening throughout the 290 constituencies. And what we're saying is that it's education, and we are asking Kenyans to get out and register if they, register to vote come the 8th of August.
After this, we're going to have registration of persons in the diaspora, Kenyans living abroad, and they'll be in designated places. It will not be across the world. We're going to have select countries so that we progressively advance that right or opportunity for Kenyans living abroad to be able to participate in the election.
The voice belongs to the people. And every 5 years, as our democracy and constitution provides, we go back to the people, and the people decide who they want to lead them. So in terms of educating the masses and getting the message out there that you're not powerless, and that your leader is accountable to you, and that the leaders we elect are going to shape the future and the kind of country we have.
Now, the Kenya National Union of Nurses is issuing fresh strike threats to be effected at the beginning of February. The nurses accused county governments of being insincere and refusing to pay a nursing service allowance promised as a part of a return-to-work agreement signed last December.
Was conferred to me by the National Governing Council of Kenya National Union of Nurses, the National Executive Council of Kenya National Union of Nurses, to officially declare the strike for the Kenya National Union of Nurses that started on 5th December 2016 officially suspended.
That was on the 14th of December 2016, after days of nurses downing their tools. The Nurses Union officials would finally sit down with the Ministry of Health and Council of Governors, ironing out their differences. They would come up with a return-to-work agreement that would cost the exchequer approximately 7 billion shillings.
We are waiting for you to signal us that you are ready.
But just about 4 weeks later, the Nurses Union officials have once again issued a strike notice.
If the nurses' service allowance is not paid at the close of this month, from 1st of February 2017, there shall be no single nurse who will be working in this country.
The nursing service allowance Seth Panyako is talking about was one of the perks added to the December agreement that would see nurses under job groups G to L get 20,000 shillings and those from job group M and above take home 15,000 shillings. The agreement was to have the funds paid in 2 phases at a 60 to 40% ratio, with the first installment expected at the end of this month.
We are being told that a code has not been generated, and we are wondering. The panic mood the government had at that time when it was wooing the nurses back would be the mood we expect them to have now, to have the code generated. But if it means a Kenyan has to die for a code to be generated, then be it, because the government seems not to be caring about the health workers, the health of its Kenyans.
The union officials say they suspect that the county governments may be backtracking on that promise that saw a week-long strike ended in mid-December. So far, they only credit the counties of Lamu and Bomet for honoring the pay, but accuse the Council of Governors of planning to introduce a health service allowance that they say is aimed at replacing the nursing service allowance in the initial agreement.
The health service allowance that they are thinking about is not going to replace the nursing service allowance. If they pay the health service allowance, then they are going also to pay up and above the nursing service allowance. That must be very clear with government.
The fresh threat by the nurses to go on strike, if realized, could cripple an already ailing public health sector system still reeling from the effects of a long-standing doctor strike currently in its 54th day. The Kenya Human Rights Commission and the Kenya Medical Association have since offered to mediate in the talks, which will most likely hit crisis level, with a 5-day ultimatum set on the doctors to end their strike or face a 1-month jail term, slowly lapsing. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.
Police in Nakuru say they have critical leads into the kidnapping of 3 brothers who have been missing since they left home seeking to register as voters. It's almost 10 days since their father started receiving ransom demands.
Manasseh Ndirangu Gachagua scrolls through his phone, going through text messages he received after the disappearance of his 3 sons, aged 22, 24 and 31 years old, at Nakuru's Barnabas estate. Already the captors are demanding a ransom of 500,000 shillings. Mwai Ndirangu and Daniel Ndirangu Ikenya are matatu drivers, while Paul Ndirangu, the youngest brother, was a casual laborer. The Ndirangu trio, together with a family friend, Francis Mutuota Karaoke, according to Daniel's wife, saying they were heading to the Barnabas IBC voter registration center to register, only never to come back.
Mimi nikiambia hawa kijana yangu kama wako pahali ambaye wamepishana pahali, mimi naomba wajitokeze ili tuweze kuwaona, ndio ingawaje roho yetu irudi kidogo. Na kama ni askari wamewashika, watuelezee, roho yetu itulie.
Si watoa hiyo watoto mahali wamewapeleka, hata tafadhali, hata kama wamekufa tupate tuone kabisa hiyo watoto ni kukufa wamekufa, tusike. Sasa tunasumbuliwa na mtu mwingine na simu hapa. anapigia wachana yangu, anapigia baba yao, anawauliza maswali.
According to eyewitnesses, they were seen entering in a white saloon car the Barnaba shopping center on the 18th of January, and their phones have since remained unreachable. Preliminary investigations indicate that the number sending the threatening text to the father of the trio is in Salga, Rongai sub-county. At the Pipeline IDP camp where Francis Mutuota Karaoke lived, his house remains locked. We meet his aunt who had just returned with fellow neighbors from a search at the Nakuru mortuary.
Tumeenda mpaka mapolisi zote, mamochari zote, hakuna kwenye anapatikana. Jana watu walikuwa huko Nairobi.
Ni watoto tumelea pamoja na hawa wa mama. Sisi tunasikia uchungu. Tunauliza serikali ingilie kati, tujue pahali hawa watoto wako. Kwa sababu kesho hii, sijui kama ni kijana yangu atachukuliwa, ama ni kijana jirani yangu. Sisi tunaishi hii kambi, tuna hofu.
Tunaona kuna shida kubwa sana kama mtoto huyo amepotea hivyo kwa njia ambayo haijulikani. Ungependa serikali ifanye juu chini itafute huyo mtoto ili arudi aweze kusaidia watoto wenzake, kwa sababu baba yao aliwaacha kama miaka 4 nyuma na mama yao huwa hana nguvu.
Already the Criminal Investigation Department has confirmed the incident and they have said they already have leads to the kidnappers. Victor Gale, KTN News, Nakuru County.
All right, so we want to take a break on Friday briefing right now, but before then, let's have a review of our big question tonight. And remember, we had asked you, do you agree with Jubilee that court is merely engaging in propaganda when talking about corruption? That is our big question, creating quite a conversation already online. Let me just sample a few tweets here. IG Maluki J, you say a definite no, corruption has become a plague in politics. Cannot be its antidote. Veronica, you say corruption is the very reason why many Kenyans are languishing in poverty, including dying from hunger. Another person here, Evans Owino, you say no, because we are facing a time when corruption is a big disaster in our country. Finally, Joseph Oyugi, never. NYS was never a propaganda and many others were not. Thank you so much for your comments. Keep them coming and I'll continue to sample them as we progress on the show tonight. But for now, let me walk to my guest anchor tonight, and he is so talented. Thomas and Kendi, he's done this. I can see Sauti Soul. I don't know if you can see Jaguar right there. See Moses Kuria there. Deputy President William Ruto, the President. I love this one especially. Please just zoom in into this one. Just face this. All right, so this is Thomas and Kendi. He is the artist, superbly done. You're so talented.
Thank you so much.
And he is a teacher, and shortly he's going to be teaching me how to complete the portrait for First Lady Margaret Kenyatta. Is it, how difficult is it on a scale of 1 to 10?
No, not so hard. It's going to be very simple.
So he came here to be a guest anchor, then he's making me a guest artist. How does this even work?
We're going just to have fun.
Okay,
you know?
sour.
Friday briefing is all about fun.
Yeah, it is. And this is the only way to wind up a week anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to learn. So today we have guest anchor, we have guest artist, I see. So just come here for a bit. This is just super amazing. That is CS Fred Matiang'i. Look at that, specific to the detail. And so he's going to be telling us just how he started this. And as I mentioned, the fun part, finishing the portrait of Margaret Kenyatta, that's going to be interesting. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
This is great. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Please be your own boss. You've experienced the summits, you have learned to earn, and now, are you ready for Kenya's biggest team?
And welcome back to Friday Briefing. Thank you so much for staying with us. Well, before we get to the good stuff, maybe an update. And latest information from KDF says 9 Kenyan soldiers were killed in the al-Shabab attack on Kulibayo camp and 15 others were injured. The injured soldiers have been evacuated to the Defense Memorial Hospital here in Nairobi. A statement from KDF Public Affairs Officer Colonel Paul Njuguna says 70 of the terrorists were also killed. Well, that is the latest information that we've gotten from KDF that 9 Kenyan soldiers were killed in that ambush at Kulibayo in Somalia. It is really sad news, and we will be getting more details on that and relaying to you soon as we get them, all right? So that is the latest from that. But for now, though, let's now just have our guest anchor here in studio. And like I mentioned, he is Thomas Onkendi. He is an artist. Thank you so much for coming, first of all. Sure. Yeah, you are such an amazing artist. And so when did it start? Were you those kids who draw things on the seats, on the walls?
Of course, you know, art starts somewhere, and it starts at a tender age young. So that's when I started. I started by destroying the walls, you know.
Destroying the walls at home?
Destroying the walls, everything, using everything that I could come across.
Right.
That's how I nurtured it.
Charcoal, biro pens, marker pens.
You know, those times you just use everything that you find, that is writing, that you can write down.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did that then translate to professional, you know, art like what you do right now?
So, you know, everything starts somewhere and then it grows and then it becomes something much better.
Right.
So after, like, my parents realized that I can do like that art.
Yes.
Actually, they hired somebody who was taking care of me, like was babysitting me, who knew how to draw. And he was able to, like, guide me through.
Right.
He was able to, like, help me through drawing, and then, like, and I like he just like he was like a mentor to me.
He helped you.
He helped me.
Some of us, you know, the best we can do, you know, those stick figures where you just draw a circle, a long neck, and you know, some of us can only do that. But you went to school for that. Which school did you go to, and how long did it take?
You know, Betty, when I joined Kenyatta University. I joined Kenyatta University to do telecommunication, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes,
wow.
I was enrolled for telecommunication and information technology, but when I got there, I changed my mind. I changed my mind to do fine art.
Fine art.
I did fine art because I had passion, great passion in art. That's how I landed myself in this, and I just nurtured the talent, and now you can see how it is right now. So
how long does it take you to draw a portrait?
Basically, it depends on the size.
Right.
Like the A2, big A2 takes at least a week.
A week.
From me. And A3, like 2 or 3 days, it's ready.
Wow. And so I want us to I just want to hold this one here, because this is the most impressive. You have your pocket. Could you kindly put this phone for me? All right, so look at that. I mean, look at the features. So, I mean, of course you look at another picture, maybe, face the camera.
Yes.
And then you're able to go for the specific details. You know, the little freckles there, you know, a tiny, you know, beauty mark or birth mark or whatever it is, a dimple, some beard. So like this one, how long did it take you to draw?
This was 1 week.
Wow.
1 week, at least and a half,
Okay.
Because this was that era that students were very demonstrating about Matiang'i.
Okay.
And I felt it's good to do.
Was it the time for the fires last year?
Yeah, for the fires. And because he had introduced new rules and something like that.
So you decided to... So he decided to draw him.
I said, let me make him a portrait.
Okay.
But I've never found him.
You've never found him. So this is Fred Matiang'i. Look at that.
I should find him, actually.
This is amazing. And so what inspires you? So are you inspired by the things that are happening? Say, like right now, what is big, like politics? Then you draw the different figures in politics. What inspires you?
Yes, it depends on something that is on the heads up.
Right.
Especially what's trending. That's what I go for. Like when South Soul won the MTV like award.
Right.
That's when I did that. And
it's really, and you've gotten them completely the way they are. It's just amazing, and you are just so talented.
Thank you.
And I'd like to ask my cameraman to just showcase some of the art, the pieces of art. I can see K-Trix there.
Yeah, K-Trix is right here.
Yeah, and it's just amazing.
He's a good friend of mine. When he saw it, he was very happy.
Yeah.
He posted actually immediately.
Okay.
And we have Donald Kipkorel. You know him?
Yes, of course.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Long-time lawyer.
Then you have Mike Sonko there.
Mike Sonko.
Right.
He's also a good friend. He posted it immediately.
Right.
Then Matiang'i. And then we have the president. I hope I'm going to meet the president and give him this.
And give it to him.
Yes.
All right.
We have the deputy president.
You've captured it so well.
Yeah. And then we have Moses Kuria right there.
Moses Kuria there.
And I tell you, Jaguar is my source of inspiration. He's very nice.
You've met him? Have you met Jaguar?
I've not met him, but I've talked to him.
Okay.
Through phone, but we have not met.
He's a cool guy. I think he's going to call you or something later on after this. So for now, you want to teach me something. And he had already started drawing the First Lady Margaret Kenyatta, like I mentioned. And right now you want us to finish. I've never been under so much pressure on Friday briefing like today.
So today you're going to handle the pencil? I'm not going to touch it, actually.
Really?
And
this is so much pressure. Wow.
So you
on
say
national television.
I started.
Okay.
So you're going to finish. So I give you this.
So even my heart.
For me.
So even the last time I held this pencil, I think it was when I was sitting for my examination.
And then I'll give you a reference.
So many years ago.
I'll give you a reference.
Okay.
At least you have this.
Someone is calling you. Please stop calling him. He's
stop
on air.
calling me. Who is this calling me right now?
So you give me a reference. And
I'll give you a reference, and then you're going to look at it, and then
this is pressure.
You see, it's here.
Okay.
So you can see the features. You can see the grid.
Okay, so just tell me, what am I supposed to do?
Now, what you don't need to do, I need you to draw the teeth, and look at the dark areas, and apply the dark.
But the teeth are white, aren't they?
They are white, but like this area, you see this area is so dark. This inside part is so dark.
I see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can see here the teeth as they are coming. Okay. You see that? Yeah.
Stop calling. Who are these people calling you?
Why are people
Stop
calling me?
him. He's on air.
Yeah, I'm on air, man. People don't believe. Because when I told guys I'm coming to Ketiani with Betty, they are not believing. I don't know why guys don't believe.
Here
guys should start believing me, actually.
People should start believing you.
You see how it's...
Now I'm excited. Now I want to do it.
Very slowly.
Yeah.
Like here, you see at the end, it's so dark.
Yeah.
So you put it so dark.
Yeah,
you see?
because it's like...
Yeah, it's so dark.
Okay, yeah.
So, and then you come slowly. We come down. See
this
that?
needs so much patience.
It needs patience and concentration.
And concentration.
Yeah, and you have to at least go back to your reference and then...
Can I at least do the other dark side? At least it's not, I have too much pressure.
Okay.
It's not as difficult. Wow. Like that?
Yeah.
I can already tell I'm spoiling it.
No.
I can already tell I'm spoiling it. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Like
that. But you apply the teeth.
The teeth? Oh,
teeth?
I like...
Yeah. You make the teeth slowly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Ati, how long does it take to do this?
1 week. 1 week. Thank you, Betty. I like that. But you're so optimistic. I love that.
Can I get a pencil at least?
Now, this is 4B. There's another one that is so a bit softer.
Or it's a pencil
6B.
that's not right for me.
No. But you can use this one.
Okay.
It's a bit softer.
Can I try?
It's 6B.
Can I try like that?
Yeah. Look at that.
Good. I've made her teeth so dark. Like that?
Okay. But now, when you're applying from top here, you need to know like the teeth. Now, you see the gum? Now you need to make the gum.
Oh, okay.
You need to make the gum.
Wow.
You see?
No wonder I can't do that. I mean, you're here to be a guest anchor, and I cannot even be half of a guest artist.
This is the fun part of it.
Fun?
Yeah,
this
it's
is so much
fun.
pressure.
So nice.
Okay.
But then when I do drawing,
yes,
I don't usually talk. I'm quiet.
So I should keep quiet, perhaps?
No.
Okay.
Some soft music, but because we're with you, now we have to work together.
I can
when you work
sing.
with somebody, at least you can talk.
I can sing.
You can?
I'm kidding.
You know how to sing?
Let's continue there.
Okay,
and do you let's say now, I mean, all these people who you've drawn,
yes.
I mean, do you get paid, is it a hobby that you do? Does it pay your bills?
This job is good because it pays my bills more perfectly.
Oh, really?
More perfectly.
Lovely.
I'm telling you this because art is good, and once you have talent in something and you do it passion, it will like give you more returns than even the job that you go to look for.
Oh, lovely. And it's all about, like you mentioned, it's all about passion. If you love what you do,
just do it.
The money comes.
Yeah, money comes.
All right. Yeah. So we'll continue this. By the time we're finishing the show, we'll have the final product.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'll continue because I can already tell I've just spoiled part of it. But anyway, we're here to learn, aren't we? Yeah. All right. So we'll be coming back to this. But you also brought something.
I brought something for you.
Okay.
We can
yes, sure, why
present it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I
let's
hid it just here. So I'll give it to you.
Okay.
So you open it up.
Yeah.
And you tell us who is that.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably Michelle Obama.
Oh, a very beautiful lady.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
there. So it's a surprise. It's a surprise. And the last time you saw it was incomplete?
Yes.
So it's complete, eh?
Okay, I guess I have an idea. Just hold the 4B pencil for me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. He really wrapped it, you know.
It was safe.
I feel like it's
I didn't want anybody to see it.
It's like Christmas all over again. Wow, okay.
Yes.
Heart beating.
Okay.
Wow. The last time I saw it, it was incomplete, but right now it's complete. It even has a frame.
Yes.
This, wow, who is this person? I don't know. Maybe
This is the beautiful Betty.
That is so, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. This is really amazing. My goodness. Can I buy this from you because it's just gorgeous. It's just beautiful. We'll talk about the price later, then I can bargain.
It'll be so nice because we'll be promoting on Candy 254.
Yeah.
Actually, the on Candy 254 want to be a big company.
It will be.
Yes.
You are so talented and you're going to go places, and Kenyans are watching it today.
Thank you so much.
And they can reach you, and we'll be talking more about this.
Yeah.
And you'll be finishing the portrait of Margaret Kenyatta.
Yeah.
By the time we're finishing the show, it's going to be over.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely, maybe I'll draw her blouse so that at least I don't mess up with the face. But Thomas, you're really talented.
Thank you so much.
So now, you know, you've put me on the spot with the drawing.
Yeah.
So I want to put you on the spot with the news anchoring. I think that's more, let's do this actually. This is difficult.
Okay.
But this is also not a joke, by the way.
I know. And I've seen like the way the words are running there.
They're not running.
Like, who runs the words?
All right.
But
so I'm being asked, let me just put that so you can see that. All right. Have a seat. Yeah, have a seat. So you know how we usually do this?
Yes, I know.
Right. So we have that. So this is a backup.
Yes.
It's not manual backup, but it is electronic backup.
Okay.
There you have it. So this is just a backup. I don't want you to use it. I want you to use the auto cue there. You can see clearly?
Yes, I can see that.
All right, fine. So I want you to introduce yourself, what you do, and then you take it away. Oh, there we go. Isn't that just lovely? This is the camera. Wow, so good, so good. All right, so we'll be talking about more about his art shortly here on Friday Briefing. But for now, though, take the stage. I can see you're holding your pencils. They won't help you much here, but take it away.
Thank you so much. My name is Thomas Onkendi. I'm from Kisii County. I'm an artist. And let me take it away, right away. A 75-year-old man from Embu County will not allow his age to stop him from achieving his mission. Isaac Gahuho is determined to cover the distance of 400 kilometers by walking around Mount Kenya region. He says his work is intended to raise funds for surgery for physically challenged children. He intends to walk for 13 days across 6 counties. And here is the story. Take it away.
Unataka story?
Wengine hata wakifanya kampeni wanatukanana, na tutaki hiyo. Tunataka watu ya kampeni politely, because all of us we are people of one nation. I would like them to be peaceful during the campaigns and peaceful even during the elections.
We decided to make this walk around Mount Kenya and make it a peace walk, encouraging the governors in each county to take on that vision of peace and have a peaceful election year. Well,
all the best to him, to Gashugo. It says, age ain't nothing but a number, right?
Yes.
He's going to be walking so many kilometers to raise funds for, physically challenged children. Amazing.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
And I feel that is a good show to Kenyans. Because when you feel like you can walk to raise funds for your brother or your sister who is ailing,
right?
It's so nice. Yeah.
I like that.
I feel that. I feel like I should come and walk with you, brother.
We should actually all do that.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's already a motivational speaker here on Friday Briefing, but I think you did really well. I'll rate you, and I'll give you a 6 out of 10. Because of one thing, you were swinging with the seat. You know, this is not a joke. This is news.
You this.
You have to be as...
this. I've never sat on this seat.
You anchor yourself on the ground properly. There's no swinging. So 6 out of 10. Tell me how you think you fared. We'll be taking a break. Who is the other person who you enjoyed, drawing?
I've done Raila Odinga. I've done it, but it was bought. Long time.
Long time.
Long time.
Lovely.
But I would love to do him again so that I can present it.
Live.
2017 now, I'm going to do him again.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Okay. We'll be waiting to see that. All right, so we'll take a break, and I'll give Thomas some time to go and finish the portrait of Margaret Kenyatta. I'll help a bit where I can. But of course, this is Friday Briefing. We'll continue with our coverage in a few minutes. For now, take us on a break.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't have to put yourself at an angle. You can actually just yes.
I'm still there.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we are still on Friday Briefing with Betty right here. Don't go away because there's more coming. And keep it KTN.
Right. Then I'll give you a 10 out of 10. All right, let's take that break. And welcome back to Friday Briefing. Let's continue with our coverage. Remember, the Willis the Word Master is going to be coming up in the few minutes. But for now, though, let's turn our focus to some business news. And Joseph Nganga, the man who has been at the helm of the energy sector regulatory body, has disclosed his intention to leave the company, sending shockwaves in the energy sector. Mr. Nganga is reported to have proceeded on terminal leave, marking the end of a career spanning nearly 3 decades. With about 8 months before his time expires, the move by Nganga has caught many by surprise. His exit from ERC before his term's expiry is a shocker, but equally an eventuality that was about to befall him bearing his age. Although Nganga is 61 years old, which is above the retirement age of 60, his early exit still remains a mystery. Nganga, a trained engineer, has served at ERC for more than 7 years and has been in the energy industry for more than 30 years. For now, Robert Pavel Oyimeke takes over as the acting Director General. Osike is presently the ERC Director for Renewable Energy. Other changes that have rocked the energy sector is that of the exit of Ben Chumo, who left Kenya Power Utility after attaining the set retirement age. Moving on, e-hailing taxi application Uber has upgraded its rider app to allow users carpool, order food and change destinations midway. Uber, that recorded revenues of $1.5 billion globally in 2015, says now more than ever the world needs to tackle the effects of global warming. According to Uber, this can be done partly through carpooling such that carbon emissions are reduced. Well, KTN's Brewer spoke to Uber's East African manager on how Uber plans to leverage on the revamped application.
How would it feel if the only question you asked when you call a cab was where to? Taxi hailing company Uber says this is all its customers will now have to do. This is because the company has responded to customer feedback about annoying and tiresome questions on the old app and upgraded it to allow riders spend less time responding to queries. On the latest app, users scroll to know the cost of their destination before calling their rides, time estimation of how long the trip will take, as well as order food if need be beforehand.
Calendar integration, so if you have a meeting within an hour, it can also suggest to you, do you want to just push this button and have this shortcut, and then it shows the destination towards that meeting.
In addition, the app allows more than one rider going the same destination to carpool and share costs.
Costs go down, and we actually have fewer cars needed for more people, right?
The hustle and bustle of Nairobi City has seen the population grow to 4 million people by day and 3 million by night, translating to over 20,000 cars plying the city's roads each day. Through carpooling, Uber hopes to reduce congestion with fewer cars on the roads and in the long term, a less polluted environment.
55,000 metric tons of CO2 have been taken out of the air, we have calculated.
When Uber rolled out in 2015, just like many cities, the e-hailing taxi drivers faced steep resistance from conventional cab drivers who alleged that Uber drivers were driving them out of business. Instead, Uber got more aggressive, slashed prices, charged on trips by over 10%, which has driven its global revenues further up to over $1.5 billion, and Nairobi City alone accounting for over 150,000 trips. Joy Doreen Bira, KTN News.
Beer manufacturer East African Breweries has reported a 28% drop in its half-year results. The firm's net profit stood at 5.5 billion shillings in the period under review compared to 7.7 billion shillings the year before, representing a 2.1 billion shilling decline. Out of EABL's regional subsidiaries, Kenya delivered flat sales with double-digit growth in spirits and Senator Keg. The company's group managing director, Andrew Cohen, attributed the fall to profits to increase its products and negative foreign exchange movements in the regional markets.
We did have a challenging time on our bottled beer business. Our flagship brand, Tusker, was impacted by the 43% duty increase that was levied on our consumers by government about 13 months ago now. But the response has been fantastic. We've had significant double-digit growth on our spirits portfolio, and we've also had good growth on our premium products, such as our reserve range. Johnny Walker Whiskey, for example, is in 27% growth. And our Senator business continues to really thrive. We put over 20% growth into our Senator business, again, removing more illicit product into that entry-level price point. So, on balance, pleased with the overall performance, although obviously flat is not the ambition that we'd have, and we need to have our bottled beer business really motoring in order to get top-line growth into that business.
All right, so it's now time for one of our favorites here on Friday Briefing. It's time to mind our language and learn the correct pronunciations of different English words. Let me bring in Willis, the word master, joining us live from Kisumu. Willis, good evening. How are you?
Betty, from the start of Friday Briefing, that is tonight, you've just been killing it. That is being on fire, and that is a great talent, and tell that young man he deserves a pat on the back.
Thank you so much, Willis. I did not know I was killing it, but now I know. Thank you so much, Willis. And you're looking like you're on fire with that red. I don't know if it's red or orange, probably red. Yeah?
It's red, but Betty, you know, what happens sometimes, you remember like what we had last week, our fans, it's like they were feeling, oh no, what exactly happened? Yeah. But you see, at the end of the day, when it comes to Friday like today, I just have to be on fire too, just like you are.
So without any further ado, let's just take a look at Word on the Street first, Willis.
Diphtheria. Diphtheria.
Diphtheria. Diphtheria. Diphtheria.
Diphtheria. Diphtheria. Diphtheria. Diphtheria.
Diphtheria. Diphtheria. Diphtheria.
Okay, so Willis, I won't even lie. I've always had a problem with that word, diphtheria, diphtheria, diphtheria. What is it? How do you go about it?
In the first place, Betty, this word refers to, you see, that infectious disease that causes some, difficulty in breathing, and because of, it's a disease of the throat. And we say diphtheria, diphtheria. You don't say diphtheria,
wow,
diphtheria, and all that. You say diphtheria. And Betty, for tonight, since you started by saying that it's like I'm on fire, I want those, students of linguistics to remember that we have diphthong, that is the dual vowel glide, like ow, I, air, and all that. But you can also pronounce that word as diphthong. It's diphthong or diphthong. So that is that. But our word on the street tonight is diphtheria.
Wow.
Diphtheria.
Diphtheria. That's a surprise, Wills. Diphtheria.
Yes.
So all the doctors out there, it's diphtheria. Yeah, it's quite a mouthful, but it's good to learn, Willis. Diphtheria.
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 Wow.
Okay, Willis, I will not even try, but I've gotten it. All right, Willis. So tonight I want also, Willis, for you to take it away. I want you to give us the words from your end. And as you do that, Willis, I'll also want you to talk about a word that I've seen quite a number of people asking on my Twitter handle. Fragrance. How do we go about that one as you prepare to lead the way tonight?
Can you say the word again, Betty?
Fragrance.
Or you can spell it, please.
Fragrance or fragrance? Maybe when you're talking about some smell, some perfume, perhaps.
You can say fra or frey, Betty.
All right.
Now, when we take our words, that is for tonight, because there are so many words coming in. You talked of Mafan's kibao the other day, and that really amused me, Betty.
Yes.
But there are so many, but we love it this way because it tells us exactly how people are learning the correct or acceptable pronunciations out there.
Right.
Now, we say conscious.
Okay.
Conscious.
Conscious.
We should avoid conscious or conscious. That shears is not there. You say shas, conscious. And Betty, in this case, we should also remember that we say fashion or fashion, not fashion. Shion is what we see, but you say fashion or fashion. So we should avoid fashion. Now we also say stadia. That is
Willis,
the plural of the word stadium. Yes, Betty?
Yes, before we move on, Willis. So do we also say precious stones?
We say precious.
Okay.
Precious, not precious or precious. In other words, that I is silent. You say shas, conscious.
Conscious. Precious.
Spacious. I know many people are not used to that, but when we talk about RP, Betty, or the English pronunciations, we should know it is shas.
Okay.
Shun
Got
or
it.
shon, not shion. So the plural of stadium is stadia. Stadia, not stadia.
Okay.
Many people may talk of stadia, but remember, you can also say stadiums, stadiums as the plural. So stadia and stadiums are alternatives.
Willis,
we also say to christen.
Willis, I have to...
Not Christian.
Right.
Christen.
Just to add on that one, Willis...
Just like, Betty, we say to listen.
Okay.
You seem to have a question, Betty. Just ask so that people can understand exactly what I'm explaining.
Yes, just before
ask the question first so that we can see how to handle it.
Yes, so just before we continue, you also hear stadium, So how do you, so it's stadium and not stadium, as you commonly hear?
Betty, what we see is stadium.
Yes.
Remember, we also have podium for what we see.
Yes.
But when we pronounce the two words, you say podium,
All right.
not podium. You also say stadium, not stadium, not stadium. You say stadium.
All right,
but
got
the plural has, alternatives, and there are two:
All right.
stadia and stadiums.
All right.
Then,
All right.
Betty, we say Christian. Very often you hear many people talking of Christian, that is locally, but that is not accurate. You say christen, to christen a vehicle, to give it a name. Christened, not christened. And we say listen, not listen. So when you say christened,
yes,
it's like you are talking of also listened instead of listened.
Okay.
I listened to the speech.
All right.
Christened,
Okay.
and you mentioned the name. Then we say leisure, leisure, not leisure.
Okay.
Not leisure. You say leisure.
Leisure.
And you should avoid also saying lesser. But there are people who talk of lesser, and lesser would be L-E-S-S-E-R. Less, lesser.
Okay.
You get what I'm talking about?
I get what you're talking about, Will. So it's
Fine.
leisure.
Then leisure.
Okay.
Leisure.
All right.
And Betty, it's that time that Buru from the other side of the camera, that wonderful, he's also laughing and telling me what I know he's really surprised about that word lesser.
Yes.
Somebody can say lesser instead of leisure.
So it's leisure.
Now, we talk of from the cradle
Yes.
to the coffin. The cradle to the coffin, not from the cradle.
Okay.
So don't say cradle, that is C-R-A-D-L-E. You say from the cradle to the coffin. So
All
that
right.
letter A takes the sound A, not A.
Okay.
And Betty, we also say an apple, not an apple. It becomes a problem, especially in schools. Yes, many people say letter A for apple, which is wrong.
Okay.
The letter is A, but the sound in that word is A. Just like A, but you say arrow, an arrow. You can't say letter A in the word arrow. That will be wrong.
Yeah.
You can't say A for apple. That is wrong. It is
Okay.
the letter, the name of the letter is A, but the sound is A. Then Betty, I'll go straight now because of time. I'll go straight to the feedback questions
Right.
if you don't mind.
Right. Let's
Yes,
go. Let's
we
go.
have
Will.
George Awor of Arusha, Tanzania, who wanted to know whether we say adieu. That's a very terrible word sometimes when it comes to like my mother tongue. A-D-I-E-U. You say adieu. Adieu. That is to bid somebody bye or goodbye. You say to bid somebody adieu, not adieu, the way it is written. It's a terrible one when you come to my community. And we also have in the American English,
Yeah.
you may hear of adieu, just like the A-D-O. But the word A-D-I-E-U, George Awor of Arusha, Tanzania, you say adieu. Then Alindi of Naivasha, we say bureau. Bureau.
Okay.
Many people say biru, the biru. Biru, no. You say bureau, the bureau.
Bureau.
Then Francis Lupao, beguiled, not beguiled, beguiled. Then Christina Wanjiro, or Wanjiro for that matter, L-A-T-E-R is later. See you later. Later, L-A-T-E-R. But L-E-T-T-E-R, you say letter. Letter B. Letter C. To write a letter.
A letter.
But when you say letter, that one, Betty, I know you know what I'm talking about. Letter,
That's trying to have
you better
swag,
go
Willis.
home, get me my sweater. Yes, I know. That one now comes to Betty during Friday briefing.
You hear porado.
Funky of Wajir or Wajir, yeah, poraro. And sometimes you may be called Ogeto. You're from Kenya, you've gone to, the US or any other part of the world which is away from home.
Texas.
But you're called Ogeto.
Yeah.
Then you also come back and say, I'm called Ogeiro. You're Ochieng, you start saying, I'm called Osheng, Ogeiro instead of Ogeto. Anyway, it happens, Betty. That's why I say accurate pronunciations mean a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Then we have Moha Funky of Wajir or Wajia, espionage. Espionage.
Espionage.
And pretentious. Pretentious. Espionage. That is, that act of spying for another country.
Yeah.
Or, some military organization. Espionage. Don't say espionage. Espionage.
Espionage.
Yes. Then pretentious.
Pretentious.
Mary Atieno, favorite, not favorite.
Oh.
My favorite dish.
Okay.
My favorite show, not favorite or favorite.
Okay.
Ngove Edith, you say dictionary or dictionary. Both are acceptable.
I like
you say
dictionary.
Dictionary or dictionary. Dictionary, I know why you like it.
It sounds really good.
A swag.
Yeah.
I hear you calling it a swag. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Betty, let me tell you something, and even our dear viewers. Don't go for very stylish accent or pronunciation or what you call swag. You strive to be understood when you speak by using accurate or correct pronunciations, not those that sound great. It doesn't make your communication great. It may distort information.
Got it.
You understand that, Betty?
100%.
Mumbi Lilianita, we say colonel, not colonel. Colonel, so and so. And you also say lieutenant. Lieutenant.
Okay.
But remember, you
All
can
right.
also say lieutenant.
All right.
But don't say colonel. It's colonel. Then
Colonel.
David Kungu, vulture and
Okay.
voucher.
All right, Willis, let's go straight.
Not vulture,
Yeah.
not voucher.
Okay.
Vulture and voucher.
All
Then
right.
now, surprise word.
Surprise
Betty.
word. Yes, yes.
I think we should go to that. Now,
Yeah.
Betty, last week, this was our surprise word, but we didn't do it. So it's taunt. To taunt somebody. That is, to attempt, you're using unkind words to, in an attempt to upset somebody and all that. Taunt. Taunt. But for tonight, I had this one for you. A very tricky one, and I know you like it, Betty. This one we say furor or furore.
Okay.
Furor or furore.
Furore.
You can say furor, you can also say furor, but remember you can also say furore. What we should avoid, especially in careers of serious communication, is talking about faro or furo.
Furo.
No.
Furo.
Furor,
All right.
furore, or furo. Then finally,
Got it.
Betty,
yes.
we have the confusing words.
Okay. Willis.
Sitting. The upper word is sitting.
Sitting.
Sitting like, sitting in parliament.
Yes.
Sitting. The lower word is seating. Seating. And it's a very confusing word for many people.
Okay.
It's now having the long vowel sound E. Seating. Like we say, the seating capacity. The hall has a seating capacity of over 1,000. You can also say the seating arrangements.
All right.
Seating, that is the lower one.
Seating.
Seating. Don't say sitting arrangements. Seating capacity, no. Seating. Seating means, the seats,
Yes.
or, when you talk about a place or the places to sit.
Yes.
So, seating arrangements, seating capacity, but the sitting in parliament, that period when parliament does its business and all that.
Right.
But also the present participle of the verb sit. I am sitting, not I am seating. That is wrong.
Willis, you are on fire. You're a walking dictionary. Walking dictionary. Willis, thank you.
Betty, that is a big description for me. Just, nobody's perfect, but we have to try. The only thing I would tell
you
everybody,
try harder.
Always try to know what you're dealing with or dealing in, like the back of your hand. That is the best way to go.
All right. Willis, thank you so much for our lesson this evening. It has been quite a lesson. But I like the word dictionary and furore. Yeah, those ones I'll go with it with them home.
Dictionary or dictionary.
Or
you can
dictionary.
also say dictionary.
All right, Willis, thank you so much. So those are the words for the
when
weekend.
When they want to reach me, Betty, tell them it's
at Willis Ocheng1. That's how you can reach him on his Twitter handle and ask him.
Yes, that is on Twitter.
Any more questions that you have. At least now you're set for the weekend with the right pronunciations of certain English words including diphtheria. All right, so we'll take a break. And my colleague Moses Wahisi is coming up shortly with sports. Don't go away.
With an aim to promote local football talent, Pesa, in conjunction with football stakeholders in Kenya, invited coaches from Hull City to scout for talent. The coaches visited teams across the country with an aim of formulating a team that will face Hull City at Kcom Stadium in February 2017. The team, which will be known as Pesa All-Stars, will be unveiled on 28th January 2017. Tune in to watch this unveiling live on KTN Home and KTN News at 1:30 p.m.
Vijana wetu hawana vitambulisho, bali walikata vitambulisho, wako na waiting card. Kwa hivyo ningeliomba, juzi tulisikia rais wetu Uhuru Kenyatta akisema ya kwamba wapatiane vitambulisho kule mtaani na chief na assistant chief. Ijapokuwa hatujaona wakifanya hivyo, kwa hivyo tungeliomba kama ile bili ambayo ilikuwa imeletwa kwa bunge ya kwamba kijana yeyote ambaye ako na half ID anaweza kuenda kujisajili.
It is not an easy ride. Well, you should be clamoring for a seat.
So would you like us to issue an ultimatum, or what are you looking for, Yvonne?
I'm asking what you would like to do.
We are not going to do any such thing.
Yeah. It's about going head to head.
I don't have to win the heart of people I've collected. It's you as a mheshimiwa to then be able to talk about this after this.
Eye to eye.
Today, if you want to bank 1 million shilling to your account in Kenya, you must give reasons why you got the 1 million.
Are you then saying here that Eurobond was above board and all of the money came in?
There is no one single shilling of Eurobond lost.
The hard interviews. Would you be willing to have the ACC come in and take a look at your books?
We would.
Have you invited them?
Yeah, we would. We have written to them.
We spend too much time arguing on politics, the parties and all that.
You are either with us in a 6-piece suit or you are out.
Who is to blame? What do we need to do?
Teachers are teaching robots.
A dictator of a principle.
We take you down memory lane. The whole world was remembering that a year ago we lost Jonah Lomu. We break down the numbers that matter to you.
Is 1.2 billion people. One manufacturing job creates 15 jobs outside the factory.
I am Carol Nderi in Nyeri, and this is KTN News.
A very good evening and welcome to today's edition of KTN Sports. My name is Moses Wahisi. Today we start with matters to do with local football, where FC Leopards, many will remember in the 2016 campaign, they failed to have that firing touch and they're able to finish on the 13th place on the Kenya Premier League log. But this time out, the new tactician, and that is Stuart Hall, is saying we are optimistic that 2017 is going to be a better year for the Leopards Den. Take a look. After failing to start during the Sports Pesa Kenya Premier League 2016 season, where they finished 13th on the log, after accumulating only 30 points in 30 outings, the Leopards then have been revamped, with the head tactician bringing in 13 new signings who are expected to aid the side in the 2017 campaign. The Englishman is confident that the blustered squad has the mix that they lacked in 2016, and the recruits will play a major role for the side's redemption.
We've gone for young players who are keen, hungry, they have desire, they have objectives, they have motivation, and that's where we've gone. I think 6 of this squad we have here are under the age of 20.
This season I think we have done our signings very early. At least now we can, by the start of January, I think we had the full house.
The pre-season campaign has seen Ingwe travel to different parts of the country, and they will play against the Embu County's team on Saturday 28th at Embu Stadium, before making a trip to Nyeri, where the team will play Tetu combined on Sunday 29th at the Tetu Stadium.
We have held back, we've concentrated, we've done a really rigorous fitness program, and now we are starting to play games because now we think we are fit enough to play games.
The Leopards followers had a season to forget in the 2016 campaign, but Bernard Mangoli, the side's captain, promises them a more merry 2017 season.
I want to assure our fans that we are saving for the best, because last season we didn't have the best of seasons.
Tusker FC bagged the Kenyan Premier League 2016 crown, and a number of teams will try to dethrone the Brewers, a side that will also have a different lineup in the 2017 season. Moses Wahisi, KTN Sports. From matters to do with the football to matters to do with rugby, this weekend is going to be an action-packed with matters to do with rugby. We are here locally. The Kenya Cup League is going to be spicy, where KCB are going to take on the defending champions, and that is Cabra's Sugar. Matters to do with international rugby, the Kenya Sevens team are going to be in action in New Zealand, in Wellington Sevens, against Argentina, Papua New Guinea, and also England. The team is optimistic that on their side, they are going to star. Robinson Okenye has more details.
Collecting 17 points in the first 2 legs of the World 7 Series in Dubai and Cape Town respectively, Kenya will be seeking to move up from the 10th position on the standings. The return of the World Series top try scorer Collins Injera is expected to re-energize Innocent Smiyu's squad, who have been placed in Pool A alongside Cape Town Sevens winners England, Argentina and Papua New Guinea.
We're looking forward to having them because they are very big. They come with a very big experience backload, and a lot of expression is put on their head, and they are very good players. They have trained very hard. They have proven they can play now, and we are happy to have them back.
Shujaa will begin a Wellington Sevens assignment against Argentina on Saturday morning at 2:32 a.m. before tackling Papua New Guinea at 5:56 a.m. in the morning. Kenya will later on at 10 minutes past 10 line out against England in a final pool match. In Kenya Cup, KCB-RFC will be seeking to continue with the unbeaten run in the league as they host defending champions Kabras RFC at Ruaraka. Buoyed by their 70-0 win over Mean Machine last week, the Bankers will be seeking to hand Kabras their second defeat of the season after the Western-based side lost their first match of the season to Nakuru RFC. In other fixtures of the weekend, Homeboys' tie against Black Blood has been postponed to a later date. Nakuru will battle it out with Western Bulls in Nakuru, while Mean Machine take on Mwamba in Nairobi. After last week's loss to Homeboys, Impala Saracens will face their long-time rivals Kenya Harlequins in the Ngong Road Derby, while Strathmore Leos on the other hand take on Nondis at Jamhuri Park. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Now, Kenya's Stout Guinness has begun renovating the Ndakaini Stadium in Murang'a County, the first of 4 community stadiums that it is revamping across the country, and it's made of football community project scheme. The renovations are part of the Guinness Medal of Football program that seeks to improve the football standards here in the country and experience for different Kenyans. It targets community pitches and used spaces by football clubs, communities, or simply fans to come together to play or enjoy watching football matches. The Ndakaini Stadium rehabilitation will include a standardized pitch, running track markings, and also changing facilities for different players, together with the installing of new seating areas for spectators and also for the players.
Changamoto ile tunakuanga naye hapa ni moja.
sababu is a community field. Tunaambiwa mmejenga kiwanja mzuri, ni mzuri kabisa, lakini ubaya haina choo.
We are passionate about this community initiative, and we want to improve the look and feel of this stadium, creating a conducive space for the nurturing of sporting talent.
Now to do with matters to do with the English Football League. Manchester United yesterday on the losing spree.
I will have the results shortly, but for now, though, let me just carry my portrait that was done by Thomas Onkendi. Remember that you can follow him on his Instagram page. I'm seeing very many people asking for his contacts. Of course, it's always good to support Kenyan youth, and it's also so good to support talent, and in this case, amazing talent. So remember that he had started finishing up the portrait of First Lady Margaret Kenyatta. My goodness, look at that. I mean, that's amazing.
You've made progress
How
so
did
far.
you do that? How did you correct my mistakes? Because I had really, had really messed it up so badly.
Me, I've worked with very serious mistakes because when you learn,
So do you
learn
make
from
mistakes yourself?
Sure. At times
really?
I can start a drawing.
Yeah.
In the middle, I make a very bad mistake. Even when you're almost done,
Yeah.
you can make a mistake, and then it doesn't come out like the person you wanted to do.
And then you have to kind of like start again.
You have to start from scratch.
Oh, wow. So look at that picture. Maybe as we finish, we should have like a close-up of that. That's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll try and finish the other side of the jacket, of the coat that she has. But look at that. Remember when we started, she didn't have her teeth and basically the bottom part of her face. But look at that. In the last few minutes, Thomas has been able to do that. Thank you so much. How can people reach you?
I'm on Instagram, on Kendy254 official.
Okay.
You can check me there.
Yeah.
My number is there. You can call me. You can DM me.
Yeah.
Actually, on Facebook, Thomas M. Onkendi.
Okay.
And then on Twitter,
Yeah.
Onkendi Thomas.
All right.
On Kendy254.
So just Google Thomas. Is it Thomas or Thomas?
Onkendi.
I think we should have asked Willis. Thomas or Thomas? Next time I will.
But then we didn't talk to Willis.
Yeah,
I didn't talk to him.
We should. I'll ask him.
But
Don't
I'm happy
worry.
because he said something good about art.
Yeah.
My work, and I like him.
No, it's good. You are
Yes.
so talented.
Yes.
And so if you want to support him, if you want him to, make a portrait of you or somebody you love, especially Valentine's is coming.
It's coming very soon.
Yeah, this is a nice idea for your
Yes.
loved one.
Yes.
What do you know?
It's a nice surprise.
Thank me later.
Yes.
All right. So, of course, as he's mentioned, you can find him on social media pages, Thomas Onkendi, on Twitter or Facebook, or you can just basically Google him. You Google somebody and you can basically get all the information you need. All right. Thank you so much. It's been amazing having you, and all the best with all your work.
Thank you so much.
All right. And God bless you so abundantly.
I am so humble
Yeah.
and I am so happy,
Okay.
Betty, for this chance. Yani kuna watu wamesema eti ni wa big up, yani wanangoja big up, yani kutoka wazazi.
Watu wa Huisero huko kwetu mali mimi natoka. Sisi ndio tunapenda salamu sana. Okay, haraka time imeisha.
I want to big up my mother, my father,
Oh, those are
Candy,
must.
Janet, and my students. Oh my God. They told me today if I don't big up them, they'll kill me.
Okay.
Wilson Masesa, my photographer. Oh my God. Thank you so much
Yeah, he's
for
here
making
studio.
this happen.
And thank you so much for everybody who supported him and supported Friday Briefings tonight by watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate your company. So we'll leave you as I continue to just mellow over this amazing portrait. We'll talk about the price, but see, you'll give me a discount. It's in January.
Of course.
Okay, fine. So let's say goodnight. Be safe and, take care of yourselves this weekend. Be kind to one another, love one another. And my name is Betty Kyalo. See you again next week, God willing.
Kila mtu achukue kura.
Kila mtu achukue ya? Kila mtu register.
Kama una kura sita kuchora.
All right, Thomas Onkendi.